Hello friends, welcome to another power-packed modeling tutorial in Blender. You might wonder, what is it? It is a very simple model, but trust me, doing this simple model, you will learn so many things that I am sure it will make you think differently every time you are going to learn to model anything. Okay, and at the end of it, I will show you some tricks that will blow your mind. Okay, but promise me one thing, you don't skip ahead. I will show you step by step how I did the mistake, how other user will do the mistake, and from complex to simple, I will slowly transition and share my journey when I try to do this modeling. Okay, so this modeling thing was I took the inspiration from one of the user named it's named as Polygon Pen. So not sure if you have uh, followed his channel. He normally covers cinema 4D based model, but he also does it for Blender. Okay, he put it on the Instagram channel, and I got intrigued that okay, let's try to learn this kind of modeling. Okay, and then I came up with my own idea of modeling it, and I this is where I am here now. So I have come up with this modeling thing. uh, you can follow his process. I am not disagreeing with it, but I have, as part of my learning, I have come across some different aspect of modeling that is very interesting and very much needed. I wanted it to share with everybody. Okay, so this is the model. Let me go to rendered view and see. It looks awesome, right? Beautiful. So let's see how we take this modeling challenge. Now, many of you, okay, let me move it along x-axis for the time being. Many of you who have followed my, watched my earlier tutorial where I did the modeling of a pocket radio, there I showed you using the bevel modifier how we can create this kind of smooth transition around any rounded corner or edges. Okay, so let's see. Let us first try to do that thing. We'll start by default cube. Let me move it by one to Z axis so that it stays nicely there. Now I'll go to edit mode and perform scale just roughly to this level. Don't need to be specific to this. You can choose any length of scaling you can do. Now you may want to do a bevel. Okay, like this. So you can see here clamp profile is set, profile shape is 1, that is why it is becoming a hard edge. I'll make it 5, and let's start with a segment of 4. Okay, so that I get a nice rounded shape. Now you might be tempted that as I have a curve here, so let me do some kind of bevel on this. And okay, by the way, I need to, after any time I apply that kind of bevel, I need to merge by distance. Okay, because with that bevel thing, it creates duplicate vertex. Okay, now the point that I wanted to show you. Now with this thing, what you can think that okay, maybe I can select these faces, use that loop tools add-on, convert it to a circle, and you will say that okay, maybe my job is done. So what you can do, let's go to normal direction, SZ0, and let me disable it, bevel it with a shape of 1, maybe 2. Okay, but trust me, this will not create the right geometry that you want. Okay, it is not at all. No matter how many subdivision you apply, it will never look good. So let's do it right way. Okay, so what you need to do in order to do that, first you need to make a cut like this. Now at what angle you make the cut? If you I mean, if you carefully look at this angle is actually 45-degree. Okay, because it is dividing this 90-degree perfectly. Little bit of geometry, don't need to remember. So you need to make sure you have to cut it like this 45-degree. But many of you will wonder how we'll cut it, because you know how to use the knife tool, right? I have shown you how to use knife tool in many of my other tutorial. So if you just click it and drag it, you will see you can cut it. But problem is that you have no control on the angle. This tool by default, if you see there is a angle, if you press A, it will give you this constraint, but this constraint is only of 30 degree. I don't know if you there is any way how I can choose this thing 30, 60, something like that. Okay, it's not quite in control, but I want it to be 45 degree. So what I will do, I will create a cutter object. Okay, so cutter object, I need a cutter. So how to create a cutter? I will first add a single vertex. By the way, in your case, if you haven't followed my beginner tutorial where I showed you how to model screws, all that thing, there I introduced that if you don't see the single vertex option there, you need to enable the extra mesh add-on. Please check that. Okay, if you have it, do it. Just add single vertex. So it got added in the 3D vertex. So I'll go to vertex mode, GZ. Okay, and if you don't have that, don't worry. What you can do instead, if you don't have the extra mesh enabled, let me go delete it. I will show you. Just pick any primitive mesh, any. I'm telling you, any will do. Okay, go to edit mode and aim and do a collapse. That will create you, give you one vertex. Now how to make a cutter out of it? Very simple. Just extrude it along x-axis. Okay, it has created one edge. I will just subdivide it to have a middle point of it. Now on this object, I will set origin to geometry so that its origin is now at the center of it. Okay, now if I rotate it along y by 45 degree, I'm getting this object. Now I need to make sure that I cut it right at this angle so that it bisects the 45-degree angle properly. How to do that? Let me go to edit mode, press G, press B. With B, I'm selecting this vertex and putting it here. Okay. Now look at the beauty of that mesh knife cut. Press Ctrl A, select this thing, knife project. Make sure you keep this thing checked. Otherwise, it will bisect it only halfway, not through. Okay. Now I don't need this thing. I can hide it. Okay. Let me rename it as cutter. Okay. Now let's go to face mode. I'll enable the extra selection, and with pressing C, I will select all the faces and delete it. Now you will see I am slowly getting near to this kind of shape. Okay, so you can see here I have created this shape. By the way, before I go there, let's learn one thing. That is very important thing to learn. So let me do one thing. Focus only on this object, and if you see, this object has a property, right? This circular area is extended all along here. Okay, if you go to the right perspective, you will also see the same pattern. The circle is of exactly the same dimension as this one. Okay, this is very important. So if you see here, I have created one thing here. If you go to the top view, you will see the circle is showing up. Here it is looking oval shape, but top view it is showing circle. So that means we are on the right track. That 45-degree angle is doing its magic. So let me do one thing. Just fill it up. Okay. Now, how I will create a oval shape to the circle? Good question. See, if you look at the top view, you will see this circle have 16 vertex, but it is not a circle. It is a 45-degree cut. Okay, from top view you are seeing that. So what you can do, you can create a circle, but what will be the diameter of the circle? Because you don't remember the thickness of it. Again, no need to worry. I will show you how to know that thing. So I'll do one thing, Shift D. So what I did, I took the two extremities of the diameter of this circle and took it here, and let me separate it. Now for this separated object, Let me just fill it. This object will now give you its dimension. So you see y on 587. So the radius would be 0.587 divided by 2. Okay. What you can do, let me put the cursor to selected. So the cursor got selected at the bottom and I can delete one of the vertex. Now on this object, I will perform spin. Before I do that, let me take you here. You remember this one have a vertex count of 16. So I need to create a circle with 16 vertex. So let's do that. Spin modifier by default works based on this 3D cursor. Okay. Where did it go? Okay, it has not created anything yet. Yeah, now it has created it. See, now it has created this circle here. It has exact same dimension as this one. Now, how to put it right here? Because I put it here, I need to put it there, right? Okay, simple. What you can do, just select this thing, press Shift S, cursor to selected, and for this object, set the origin to geometry, and then press Shift S again and take selection to cursor. Now what you will do? Rotate it along Y by 45 degree. Now you check with me. This circle have exactly the same diameter as this cut, and it is of perfect circle. It is not the oval shape. So this is the right thing that I can use now. Now you may wonder, how would I extrude it along the Z? Okay, because if you press GZ, it will do like this. Yes. How to do that? You need to go to the normal. Okay, and make sure that it has a face to it. Okay, now I have created a face, pressing F, and now let me select it again. Yeah, G Z, it will move it there. Now your job is almost done. Let me do one thing, merge both the object, go to edit mode. All these faces are now selected, Control E, and bridge edge loop. So this is one way of doing this modeling. Okay, before that, let me do one thing. Let me take a before merging these two objects, let me take a backup of it. Okay, because as I told you, at the end I will show you some good example how to make it even simpler. Okay, so now we are back to it, and let's join, and then what will you do? I will bridge edge loop, and we insert it. Always have a practice of having the edge rail set. I don't need the normal transform orientation at this point. Extrude it like this, and then I also need to model because these are big and gone. Let me quickly correct it. I need 1, 2, 3 vertex here. Okay, so I'll just Control R3, F grid fill, Control F grid fill. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me apply some bevel here. Okay, with one profile shape I have done it, and for this one let me do it quickly. Okay, so okay, I need few loop cut here. Let me quickly do that. Let me do it like this. Also let me do it like this. Okay, so what I have done, I have just make sure that this corner is not loppy looking. Okay, so this is done that thing. Okay, you can see it looks very nice like our reference. But here what we have learned, how in some tricky scenario, how to identify that oval shape to circle and the design principle behind that. Okay, now I will show you the next trick where I will show you, you don't even need to create a circle and know to that details to understand the radius, all this mathematical calculation. No, you don't need it. Okay, very easy. I'll show you. So this face is selected, just extrude it along Z like that. Roughly, doesn't matter what you do. Now I'll show the tricks. It will be very useful. Pay attention. I will press Shift S, cursor to selected. Now the cursor selected, let's change our pivot point to 3D cursor. Okay. Now what I will do, I will S Z 0 R Z 45. Sorry, I did a mistake. R Y 45. What it did, look at this. This has created the exact same thing what I did here manually. Isn't it a light bulb moment? Please comment yes if it is so. So what actually happened, let me undo that couple of steps. So what I did, up to this it was okay. Okay, then what I did, as I know from top view, this is a oval shape, but from the top view it looks perfect circular. Why? Because it is cut at 45 degree. You remember 45 degree cuts 90 degree by half. So what I did now, I put my cursor to the selected face and I choose the pivot point to 3D cursor and scale it along Z by 0. Now if you go top, you will see it has created the circle. So that oval shape, when scaled along Z, it gave me back that circle, which was the original one. Now it is on flat. I need to rotate by again 45 degrees so that alignment become correct. So R, Y, 45 degree. Now you see, I got this beautiful circular shape exactly here. Now if you press I again, just do the same thing. Okay, I don't need it on 3D cursor. Let me apply some bevel here. What's the outer surface? Let's create it. Okay, and okay, let me quickly be done with it so that we can compare side by side what happened. By the way, you could have done one thing with this stuff. When you will be doing, please make sure that you make this outer topology. Okay, this topology then create a duplicate. I forgot to create this duplicate and then I have to do it again. Okay, so that I'm giving you these tips so that you don't make the same mistake as I did right now, because it will save time, right? Okay, now if I apply subdivision again, I have done the same mistake. I did not add the bounding loop. No problem, just apply it like this. Okay, and just apply shade smooth. You'll see this is looking very nice. Okay, so now comes the challenge. How I have shown you how I created the box first, then the circle. But you know, we can even start with that circle first and then create the box. You may wonder, how can that happen? Hmm? See, here I will not even create the oval shape. I will start with the circular shape, then I will create this box. Be with me. It will create almost similar thing. Maybe it will look a little different, but it's a very good learning thing. I can see that you'll be very interested to know this. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll create a circle, maybe 16. Okay, and let's scale it down a little bit. Okay, and let's move it a little bit. And okay, uh, it is here. So what I'll do, I will extrude it along Z. Okay. By the way, let me verify face orientation. Yeah, face orientation is right. So now what I'll do, 45 degree. So this is what was talking. I will start with the circle first, then I will create a thing. Okay. Now look what I am doing. Okay. What you can do, go to vertex mode. X-ray vision. Let's select all this circle. Okay, so I have created selected half of it. What you can do, uh, extrude it around X. Okay, SX0. Okay, select the other half of it, extrude Z, SZ0. Now, oh sorry, SZ0, enter. Now I'll just select one of the vertex. And how to create it? Remember, I told you one of the tutorial, you need to have that beautiful add-on called F2 add-on to be installed. I'll just press F. It will create a nice face here. By the way, you can also use mirror modifier. Okay. So now with that thing, let me quickly fill these faces. And what else I'll do? I will just join it and join it. And I need, let me count. Okay, I need 3 vertex like last time. Join it, 3, left, grid field. Okay, now this part is done. Okay, let me do a fill. Okay, and yeah, we are done. Shift G face angle. So I got selected all this thing. Okay, let me apply subdivision, and that's it. So it has a different topology. I can understand that, but the trick that I showed you, I think it is worth something new that you have learned. Okay, so yeah, with that, I think this is the ending of it. I hope it was fun learning with me, and I hope I am able to give you some good moment and showed you some very nice tricks. Okay, so yeah, let's see what new adventure I come across in coming days, and I'll be sharing with you. Okay, like always. Okay, but guys, that see you till next time. Bye.